Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to the Meteor F Mk in War Thunder. This is one of the very first British jets that you can get. You have the choice between the Meteor F Mk and the Vampire. I highly recommend you go with the Meteor F Mk because the Vampire sucks. The Meteor F Mk also sucks, as you will see in this video, but it's not as bad as the Vampire from what I've seen. So before we go into the realistic battle I want to show you guys in this video with this jet, I actually want to show you guys the service record that I have gotten with this jet. So if you go over to realistic battles in Britain, the Meteor F Mk is right here. So I've played 14 games in this thing, and in those 14 games I have died 12 times, and I've gotten 6 kills. That's a pretty bad record to have. That is pretty bad. I've died in pretty much every battle I've played, and I've gotten a kill in less than 1 out of every 2 games that I've played in this thing, so that's pretty bad. I don't know the exact number, but I can guarantee you that at least 6 out of these 12 deaths have been because I have broken my wings in this plane. The Meteor F Mk just really loves to break its wings. I don't know what it is, it's just like obsessed with it. You'll be chasing an enemy, and the plane will think, oh, you want to kill this guy? How about a large dose of nope, and then the wings just snap off, and you're left soaring through the air as you fall to the ground. That's pretty much what flying this plane is like, as you will see in this video. So, yeah, as you can see, I have not been doing well in this thing. 14 games played, 12 deaths, and 6 kills in realistic battles. I've also flown it in simulator battles, but not very much because the Brits have not been available for very long in simulator battles. There's the plane. I've played 3 games in it, gotten 1 death and 1 kill, so I guess you could call that better than I've done in realistic, but it's not really statistically significant out of 3 games. But yeah, this is going to be realistic battles video for the Meteor F Mk, so there is my service record in the Meteor F Mk. It's pretty bad, mostly because this plane just really likes to break its wings, but also for other reasons, as you will see. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say in this introduction, and so now let's go on to the realistic battle I wanted to show you guys in this video. And here we are. So this game is the absolute best game I've had in my Meteor F Mk to date. I actually managed to get myself 2 kills this game, which is much higher than my average number of kills per match, which, as you saw, was less than 1 kill in every 2 matches. That's a pretty bad ratio. In fact, if I even want to degrade the plane even further, I can say that if I got 2 kills in this one match, that means I only got 4 kills in the other 13 matches, which is less than 1 kill in every 3 matches. That's a pretty bad ratio, as if a 1 kill in every 2 matches wasn't a bad enough ratio. So why does the Meteor F3, or F Mk as it's now called, suck? Well, I've already given you one reason, and that is that the wings like to break off easily. If you get going above about 600 kilometers an hour and try to pull any sort of Gs, you can pretty much say goodbye to your wings and hello to the ground. The second reason is that the engines are pretty weak. I have actually had a prop plane catch up to me in this thing. It was a long time ago, so I don't know what prop plane it was. I've actually had this plane for quite a while. But I have had a prop plane catch up to me, and he had no problem trying to kill me in this thing, because it's not maneuverable either against a prop plane. The third reason that this thing sucks is the roll rate, actually. You see those wingtips? You see how they're rounded and not flat? That makes the plane not roll very well, and that is actually pretty significant, more significant than it sounds to somebody who doesn't have this jet. So how do those 3 downsides to this plane come together and make this a terrible jet? Well, let's start off with the second reason, and that is that the engines are rather weak. If your engines are not weak, then the only way you can get speed, because speed is survival in planes, so you need speed. So the only way you can get speed if your engines are weak is by climbing up and then diving down on your enemy. You can't just use your engines at whatever altitude you're at and fly straight and level and catch up to anybody in this plane, because the engines are actually really, really bad. So you're left with the option of climbing and diving, but this plane is not very good at doing that either. It's not very good. It is good at climbing. It's okay at climbing. At least on the stat card it says 34 meters per second, which is pretty good, although it really does not feel like it's that good. Maybe it is, I don't know. but let's focus on the diving part. It is not very good at diving, and that's because of reason number one why this plane sucks, and that is that the wings like to break off a lot if you go at any sort of speed. 600 kilometers an hour is about the speed I use as my safety speed in this plane. I know that if I go below 600 kilometers an hour, I know I can pull as many Gs as I want, and the wings won't rip off. But if I go slightly above it, there is a chance my wings will rip off, and there's a good chance they will. So I try to stay below 600 kilometers an hour. But if you're going only 600 kilometers an hour, you're going really slow for a jet, especially a jet coming out of a dive, especially a heavy jet coming out of a dive. This is quite the heavy jet. So it's not very good at diving because it can't go very fast without breaking its wings. So how does reason number 3 tie into that? Reason number 3 was the fact that it doesn't roll well. Well, if you are diving down on an enemy, because you're not going to be chasing them on flat ground and catching them, so if you're diving down on them and they are going slower than you and they decide to maneuver to avoid you, you'll have to roll your plane in order to pull in whichever direction they pulled and lead in front of them and shoot them. But you can't do that because the plane rolls so slowly, so if they dodge you, you just have to go straight and pull up as slowly as you possibly can to avoid breaking your wings in the process. So yeah, those 3 things combined make this a pretty terrible jet, as you will kind of see in this video. So here I've spotted my first target, or at least the first target I've decided to go for. Actually, there were a whole bunch of enemies spotted before this one, but he was the first one I decided to go for, and he ended up dying thanks to the B-24 that is pretty close to me down on the deck. You saw I was actually going pretty fast. I was probably really close to 800 kilometers an hour. This plane can do that just fine, just don't decide to pull any Gs. You may have noticed how slowly I was moving my mouse up as I was wanting to climb here. I was being extremely careful not to break my wings in this plane. I've already broken them enough. I've broken them in like half the games that I've played, which is really, really sad. So now I've spotted my second target. It's an Me-262 who wants to go for the B-24, and the Me-262 is actually really, really good at shooting down bombers, and I figure I might as well help our B-24. It's probably the only chance we have at winning. I can use the B-24 as bait, and I can shoot down the Me-262, and that's pretty much the only way I can shoot down an Me-262, so it's my best option. It'll also be nice if the B-24 can kill some ground targets and win the game for us. 262 is firing at the B-24. It looks like he's surviving though, so that's good. So now you can see I'm actually going really, really fast in this dive, so I throttled down to 0%, and I have extended my air brakes until I'm below 600 kilometers an hour. And now I retract my air brakes, go full throttle, because I need to go a little faster to catch this guy. I gotta go above 600 pretty much. And can I get a shot here? He's actually making it kind of easy for me. I made him lose tail control. Is he gonna go in? Yes, he's going in. He's actually spiraling in, so that's good. 262 will be going down, and that is my first kill this game, and I only got it because I didn't actually have to fight the guy, and I had a B-24 being bait for me. Thank you, whoever was in the B-24. I don't know, it's some name I can't pronounce. So now I spot another enemy, or multiple enemies over in the direction I'm heading. There are 3 enemies left on the enemy team. I only see 1, but there were actually all 3 over there. So I start heading that way. I suppose I should mention some positives of this plane. I mean, obviously, if there are downsides, there has to be at least one thing that's good about this plane, right? One thing I guess 2 things I will say are good about it is, 1, the firepower is really good. It has 4 Hispano Mark V cannons, which are essentially Hispano Mark IIs, but they fire at a faster rate. So the armament's pretty good. It also gets a decent amount of ammo. I think it starts with 750 rounds in the 4 cannons, so whatever 750 divided by 4 is per cannon, that's a pretty decent amount. The second good thing I would say about this plane is its durability. It's actually a very durable plane. I'm not going to say if we'll be seeing that in this video or not, but it is a very durable plane. I have been shot at many times in this thing without actually dying. I mean, eventually I did die because the plane overall sucks, but I have been hit many times and not died from just a few hits or anything like that. So it's a very durable plane, and that's probably why the plane is so heavy, is because of all the armor. but it also makes the plane so frustratingly slow. So anyways, I'm diving down here. I see the TA-152. I figure I might as well just go for him. I don't know if he'll be an easy kill or not. He has been critted. There's also an HE-162 over here, and I don't know if I've actually spotted the third guy yet or not, but all three are over here, like I said. There we go, there's the third guy. So it's two TA-152s and an HE-162. There's an F8F Bearcat down low in my team. I should probably help him. I don't know who I want to go for. I'm going really fast here, 700 kilometers an hour. It's not fast for a jet, but it's really fast for this thing. I am risking breaking my wings here pulling on this 152. Oh, I'm making so many risky pulls. And I ended up missing anyways. Like I said, this thing's roll rate leaves so much to be desired. It's so slow that I didn't even bother trying to roll with the 152. I was also going so fast that if I probably rolled with the 152, I would have just broken my wings off because of centripetal force. So it wasn't really worth risking pulling with him. I tried a few shots, I didn't get him, so I went up as slowly as I could, and now I'm coming back down on the 152, and let's see if we can kill him. I am below 600 kilometers an hour, that is good. I'm gonna get some shots here, and damages of engine. It has been many months since I've gotten that critical, so that was kind of interesting to me. I actually froze for a second, like, really? Did I just see damages of engine? Because I have not gotten that critical in many, many months. But apparently I did get it, so the TA-152 now has damages of engine, and I am running away to my base because I see an HE-162 over there diving on me. Now this plane is heavier than an HE-162. The HE-162 is very light, and this plane is very heavy. That means I can outdive the HE-162, and I am actually doing that. I'm getting away from him slowly but surely. However, the HE-162 does have a better engine than the Meteor F Mk, so eventually, given enough time, the HE-162 will catch me. But hopefully I can reach my base before that happens, and AAA can hopefully kill him. AAA is actually not very good at killing jets because jets go so fast, and the faster you go, the harder it is for AAA to hit you. But every once in a while it actually does kill some jets, so hopefully it'll do it for me this time. I should mention right now in the game that the B-24 and I are the only two people left, so as long as I survive, if you look at the top of the screen you'll notice that the enemies have fewer tickets. As long as I survive, we should be able to win this game. I'm not trusting the B-24 to survive, even though he did just kill an HE-162, because he's in a B-24. It's slow and vulnerable, and there's a TA-152 on the prowl. A TA-152 can own a B-24. So now we're over my base. The HE-162 is actually really, really close to me, 1.3 kilometers away. I'm not going to start maneuvering until he gets a little bit closer, though, over the base, because I want AAA to do a lot to him. I'm slowly pulling up here, tapping my S key, and once I'm below 600 kilometers an hour, I use full force because I know that I won't break my wings, and I dodge this guy. Now the roll rate on this thing is not very good, but I am still able to pull perpendicular to the way the HE-162's wings are facing at all times, and I'm able to dodge his attacks. I had to dive here because he was still on my tail, even closer now. I pull doing rolling scissors type of thing, pulling diagonal to his wings, and he's pretty much overshot me at this point. I can safely turn. I'm going slow enough where I can safely turn, and I can avoid the guy. Vertical rolling scissors, he goes really slow, I go really slow here, and hopefully AAA will get him because he's really, really slow. I get the kill on the TA-152. I know he did not return back to base, but I will check if he's permadead or not pretty soon here once I'm done dealing with this guy. This guy does not seem to actually want to fight me now for whatever reason. Maybe AAA was tearing him up when he went really slowly, but it didn't actually kill him. Here I check if the TA-152 is permadead, and he is permadead, which stands for permanently dead, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm calling permadead. And now this 162 is running away, and I am climbing. Like I said, the engines on this thing are not good, so the only thing you can do is climb and dive, even if it doesn't do that very well. So I was doing that and the game ended, as you saw, so that was the very best game I've had in this thing. I did manage to get myself 2 kills. One was a 262 that was being baited by a B-24 for me, and the other one was the TA-152 who was really slow because he was on the deck and I was diving on him. So, 2 decent kills there, but both of them were because I didn't actually have to fight the guy, and instead somebody was being bait for me. The B-24 in one case and the F-8F Bearcat in the other case. So, that is pretty much the Meteor F Mark III. Like I said, the plane sucks because if it sees any sort of speed, it'll just say, nope, time to snap the wings, and then you'll say goodbye to your wings and hello to the ground. The engines are pretty slow. I've had props catch me, and the roll rate's pretty bad, so if an opponent in front of you decides to dodge you, you can't really do much about it except pull up and try again over and over again, hoping that one of the times you'll be able to actually kill the guy. But that's pretty much all you can do. So anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.